and welcome. I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark, and I sell them hopefully for a profit. Today is Wednesday, September 4th, I think. And I have 4 items that I am shipping out, 2 sold on Poshmark, 2 on eBay, for a gross sales amount of $143.70. 3 of these sales are like, okay, good, decent. One's really good. So we're gonna start off with that. This is a sport coat, a blazer. It's not a blazer. Blazers are navy blue and have gold buttons. But this is a sport coat, suit jacket. I use all of those words. This is Brooks Brothers. And that is a brand of sport coat that I am willing to buy. I will look up things that I don't know, but generally I buy anything Ralph Lauren except chaps. And Brooks Brothers. If I ever found a Loro Piana.
Loro Piana.
Oh yeah, you think it's that one?
I know it's that one.
You know it's Loro Piana? Okay. I once went into, I don't remember, it was a department store, like a high-end department store, and went to the Loro Piana or Laura Piano section, and I found a hat that was $500. It was a baseball cap. It was cashmere. It was a cashmere baseball cap. So there's that. Anyway, Brooks Brothers sport coats that will have an average sale price of $59.72 with an 8% sell-through rate. That is not good. But this sold so fast, like 2 weeks, which is fantastic, especially with an 8% sell-through rate. So I'm not sad about it. All 4 of these items sold under a month. That's great. Like really, really pleased by that. This sold for $70. I had it listed for $100. I don't know why. I based it off the size and color and stuff, and the comps, but whenever I listed it for $100. Somebody offered me $70. No, I listed it for $85. I'm sorry. Somebody offered me $70. So I accepted that, and they paid a total of $85.70, which is kind of high on the shipping. I'm not sure why it's so high. I spent $8.50 on it at I think it's called the Franciscan Thrift. In a larger city that I went to. I forgot to tell you my profit on that. It's not on that one. $55.90. There we go. This is also like career wear, but this is women's. This is also a blazer. Suit jacket, I don't know. But this is White House Black Market. This is not a brand I would normally buy, but this is 100% silk. It is a slub knit, which, see, it has kind of like texture and bumps to it. That's slub knit in silk, I guess. It's not like the satiny texture that I think of when I think about silk, but this has also a terrible sell-through rate. The average sale price is $10 with a 13% sell-through rate. Terrible. But I listed it, and somebody offered me, did they offer? I had it listed for $25, hoping I would get like 15. And it was either an offer sent to me or I sent an offer on Poshmark for 20% off. So $20, and that's what they paid. This took 2 weeks to sell. This came from my most recent bins trip that I did not do a haul for. But yeah, 2 weeks for something with a 13% sell-through rate. I'm thrilled with that. My brain just went blank there. I don't know what to talk about. There's a lot of things that I could talk about and would love to talk about every video. But if I don't, for some reason, feel free to ask questions in the comments. I'd love that. And I try my best to keep up on those comments. I have not been doing a great job of that this past week, but I'm like a couple days behind. But you can also go back and watch some of my other videos because I don't talk about everything every day, but I do these ship with me videos basically every day. So I talk about different things at different times. $14 is my profit on that. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So it was hard to comp because it's vintage. I feel like vintage items are hard to comp. Some things are very easy, but I don't know, but some things are just difficult. So like, oh my goodness, this is a hot mess. Okay, I'm just gonna show you this. I'm gonna wrap it up later because it is hairy. Oh my. Someone's using my blender. That's loud. This is a vintage American Eagle sweater. It has Angora. So it's made in Hong Kong, and just the style of it is very Y2K. How do I know? Because I literally wore this. And I mean, not this exact thing, but basically that exact thing when I was 20. And yeah, so this has cotton rayon, nylon, and Angora in it, which is probably why it's fuzzy, furry. It just looks like there's hair all over it. Okay, I'm still gonna wrap it up and do it later. Hard to find comps, 5% sell-through rate, $16.96 is the average sale price. I just did a very basic vintage American Eagle women's sweater. I feel like that style, I should have gotten more money for it, but somebody offered me 10, I countered at 15. They countered at 12 and I was like, whatever, just take it. I think it's a little bit stretched out at the bottom, and then it had a smell. The smell has gone away. I just checked it. So I listed it kind of low in my opinion. It took 4 weeks to sell. I paid 33 cents for it. So I don't mind selling things for $12 when I pay 33 cents for them. My profit is $10.39. And yeah, I'll just package that up in a bit because that's a hot mess. Okay, this is another thing that I think was kind of difficult to comp, and it's a vintage skirt, but it like buttons down the front. It has a bunch of embroidery on it. I used cottagecore, I used fairy. I'm not really great at the keywords, so I just, picked a couple that I thought worked well for this. Just a vintage maxi skirt with embroidery has an average sale price of $30.59. I did list this for $30. Oh, sorry, the sell-through rate is only 16%, super low. I listed it at 30, and somebody offered me 20, and I said yes. This came from a church sale, and I only paid $1 per item at that church sale. I've had it listed for less than a week. Something was off with the sizing, like the elastic was really relaxed. So, yeah, this sold on Poshmark. Just trying to, I have a child standing right here that is distracting me a little bit. Very distractible. Oh, you want me? She's bringing me drinks again. Strawberry banana? No, it's the tropical mix. Oh. Alright. But yes, she's banana. I don't know what I said. $15, that's my profit. If you are new around here,
How many items have you done?
I have 2 more to wrap up. Okay. I don't edit out my kids very much because they're just a part of my life, and I'm trying to represent some real life here for
Soda.
me. No, we may not have soda. Okay, sorry. Those 4 things sold. Oh man. See, I'm a mess. They really do distract me. My total profit for yesterday was $95.29. Half of that was the sport coat. So I'm pleased with how this went. I have 2 more items to wrap up that sold in other days. So they're not a part of my they're not a part of today's totals. But they were like buried in a bin, and so I got them out yesterday as I was kind of tidying up around here. They both sold on Poshmark, so I have 2-day shipping on all my items, which gives me some time in case something happens. If we get sick, if I can't find something, it gives me time to look for it so I'm not scrambling. A few months ago, I tried an experiment where I did free shipping or free returns. I do buyer paid returns now. I did free returns and 1-day shipping, thinking that would move my store category to top rated plus. It did not. I don't know why it never moved. I think there were a couple of items that never switched over, and somehow like 2 or 3 items kept my whole store from being top rated plus. So for me, it wasn't worth the hassle of stressing about only having 1-day shipping on. Yeah, it just wasn't worth it. But so now I have buyer paid returns and 2-day shipping on eBay. And so these 2 things sold on Poshmark, so I wasn't super worried about making sure. I try not to be too long on Poshmark, but anyway, this is a jacket. It has multiple things wrong with it, but it is quilt lined, which is a good thing. I sold it pretty low for $14 because there's multiple rips in it and it's kind of a mess. So yeah, it sold for $14. I've had it for a year, and it looks like maybe I bought it at the bins. I don't have information on that for some reason. But I made a whole $9.05. So a year ago, like that wasn't a good buy. I think just because it had all those flaws. But a year ago, I was buying every single shacket that I could get my hands on. I think I still buy every single shacket I could get my hands on, but probably not with that many flaws. All right, this I'm putting in a box that really is too small, but it fit. It's a 1097. I also like the 1095 and the 1092. 1092, not the 1095. I don't think a 1095 exists. I think I made that up in my head. All right. I think I told you all the things I wanted to tell you about that. I'm very distracted today. I mean, I'm usually distracted, but I feel like I'm more distracted than usual. This, I'm also going to package up a little bit later, but I want to show you this quilt. It's probably upside down. It's got snowmen on it, and it's kind of like Sherpa lined on the other side. It's not perfect at all. There are things wrong with it, but I sold a couple quilts for like $100 pretty early on in my reselling journey, and so now I look at them when I find them. This one I probably shouldn't have bought. It sold for $22. It took 4 months to sell, but I'm not really surprised that it didn't sell in the middle of summer. but I think that when I grabbed it, it had more flaws than I initially thought it had. And I found it also at a church sale, a different church sale than the other one. But this sold for $22 on Poshmark. My profit's $14.60. I also have a return. Uh-oh. Hey, bud, did you take my scissors again? No? Where did they go? They just disappeared. Oh, you got them. Thank you. You did take my scissors, huh? All right. My 2 younger children are at that age where my office supplies are also their art supplies, which doesn't always work out well when I'm trying to do the office portion of my day. All right, this is a return that was 100% my fault. I will save this and send something out in it because money and the environment. The person that got this sent me, I think, 15 messages in about a 5-minute span. He was pretty irate. He was very upset about the box at first, but the box was damaged and was mentioned that it was damaged in the listing. The insoles in them are perfectly fine and not damaged at all, except now they seem to be covered in some sort of hair. They're the wrong size. I sent them the wrong size. I have a few other pairs of these and I sent the wrong size. I remember pulling them out and going, I have to double check the size on these. And then I apparently didn't. He needed a 14. This is an 8. That's a huge discrepancy in size if you don't know. So he said he would buy the 14s, but he hasn't yet. So I don't know if he's waiting for me to return them. I actually way lowered the price of the 14s to help make up for the fact that I screwed up, but I need to go in and just take them off, redo them, because then I also found that I have a pair of 12s that I didn't even have listed. So I don't know. These Red Wing insoles, if you ever find them, I would suggest looking them up. I have sold multiple pairs of these. I found them. My Salvation Army has the church has a rummage sale, and I keep finding them at that rummage sale. I think they've come from there's a local shoe store that I think gives the Salvation Army their offloads their clearance or whatever. Anyway, these sell really well for me, so every time I find them I will buy them, and there's lots of different kinds, and some kinds are more desirable than others, but yeah, the Red Wing insoles are great. But I'm gonna refund this gentleman and then try and relist these other ones. I'll probably have to take new pictures, at least of the sizes and stuff, since I messed that up. But you know what? We all make mistakes sometimes. It's okay. If you make a mistake, please know that it's just part of it. I make mistakes all the time. In my videos, in my reselling business, in my real life. What I think is important is just to apologize and do your best to make it right and move on. So that's what I did. I apologized profusely to the gentleman and tried to make it right for him. So hopefully he's satisfied. I will refund him. And yeah, that's it. I wanted to ask yesterday, I asked what your favorite drink was. And today I'm curious if you call the carbonated beverage pop or soda. What do you call it? I grew up in the Midwest. That's where I live now. About as far east as you can get and still consider it Midwest. But we grew up calling it pop. And then since I've been an adult, I've always called it soda, just because pop feels, I don't know, that word feels weird in my mouth. Does that, I don't know if that makes sense, but, So I'm just curious, do you call it pop, soda, something else? Let me know. It's kind of a random question, but that's my question. All right, I think that's it. Is that it? Did we cover everything? Make sure you like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you have not already. Like I said earlier, I do these ship with me videos every day where I give a couple, or not a couple, I just show you what I'm selling, just kind of a realistic view, and a realistic view of me and my distractedness. If you think that other videos are going to be less distracted than this one, that's not the case, unfortunately. So I really do appreciate you joining me and chatting with me, or letting me chat with you. Yeah, I'll see you soon.